everyone, and welcome to Divinely Inspired. My name is Jeannie, and this is a timeless reading for the next 3 months ahead. So if you actually have 3 piles, 1, or pile 2, pile 3. Now, if you've chosen pile number 1, you will notice within the spread is actually 3 rows. They are the 3 rows for each month, the first, the second, and the third month. Now, with the White Light Oracle, I had 2 cards came out. So I've got 2 cards for this pile, for pile number 1. The first card, she is a goddess warrior. She's very fearless, guardian, and a protector. So she encourages us to refuse to allow our sacred territory to be intruded by any unworthy rulers, whether they may be critical voices in our own heads or maybe our ego-driven interlopes. It also is about your instincts to engage when challenged. So it calls on to the critters, to the inner wisdom and talent of your own disposal, so you can assert the light and refuse to be put down and be denied of your rightful place. She is a protector, so she protects her territory, and a spiritual perspective is like grasping and self-serving of the ego. This world is souls that are willing and are able to hold a sacred space, and I refuse to allow it to become contaminated by greed, jealousy, and confusion. Now, rapture is a pathway of control and onto the sacred and consciously chosen abandonment into something greater than oneself. This card also asks you to come home to yourself again and again. So knowing that you are strong enough to live your life and chart your course, but always return home to oneself. It can also mean that self-luminous. So do not allow your destiny to rest in the hands of others. So you need to take the bull by the horns and actually, so to speak. So you have to need to recognize that the light within is your true ruler, and you have the power and the light with the spirit to actually lift and illuminate others. The second White Light Oracle is more about tapping into your feminine being. So it is just a reminder that we might be masculine and out there attaining the things that we want in life, but we have to be mindful of that sometimes in situation a more feminine approach is probably the best way or perspective of actually attaining something. You don't need to be all masculine energy all the time. So just to tap into your feminine side and actually be more gentle and persuasive in obtaining the things that you want in your life. So for humanity to survive, is about finding balance and integrate into a mature expression in a human hearts. This card is also a guardian. It watches over all transitions, including the transitions of the soul. So she guides the soul out of the body and into the realm of light, and then a physical life also draws to a close. So it's about transitions. So you may be maybe indicating navigating a significant transitions in your life. It may be your outer life is going through a change, or maybe your inner changes is happening within the soul, or even both. You may not know how to traverse the shifting of the inner and the outer of oneself, but this card advises you that it is great angel and guiding you faithfully and effectively. She also teaches this card is about wisdom of the soul before they were born. So you get all the knowledge before you actually were born, and is actually ingrained in ourselves. And so it's asking us for sparking of remembrance of our inner truths. It helps us to remember the sacred purpose for which we were born, and it also fills out the depths and our need for more information and understanding. So this card reassures you that it's okay, that it's not to know everything right now, but the answers that you need will become clear at the right time. So you just like you need to know when to know, so to speak. This card also asks you to encourages you to perform a spiritual cleansing that feels right for you. Scaling your work with a protective shield of white light, and you can accomplish this by calling on the Abastar tablet of Leia and combining the sacred earth of Mother Gaia with the celestial angelic protection to help with your healing and cleansing. Now, as we dive in with this first pile, the cards, we have the Chester Cat, the Polar Bear, we have Answer the Call from Work Your Light, and we also have Cosmic Sapphire from the Magic of the Unicorns. So with this first card on this first row of the month, so this is the first month, we have Cosmic Sapphire, which is act with honor and integrity, speak your truth. So it brings a message of personal empowerment, and it calls on you to decide what is right for you and to be true to yourself no matter what. So say what you need to say and do what you need to do. Truth and integrity have a high resonance that others will feel your honesty and will respond to you accordingly. The next card we have Answer the Call. So your guidance is divinely guided. So it's asking you that you're being called, and are you answering that call? It's asking you to trust yourself, your soul, and look beyond from what your mind could possibly imagine. It is this card about answering the soul's calling. If you don't know what your soul's calling, maybe it's a time to look within and do some reflection, in flexion. So don't overthink it, but it's just some mindful meditation, looking within, and just ask little questions and just feeling little urges of what is actually your heart is tugging you towards, the direction that that you're longing for. They're like little helpful hints that I find that helps with me. But your intuition doesn't it takes faith, and there's a lot of courage So know that when you're answering the call that you are exactly at the right place. Then when you're answering your call, so when you do decide to answer the call, when you hear it and you're answering it, you know that you're in the right place at the right time. It's like you're being initiated, been activated, so to speak. And now you're on your mission. There's no right or wrong way to do it. And you do not need permission from anyone else. So if you feel the need to do something, then act on it. Act on those hunches, act on those urges. Sometimes you'll find that the more resistance that they have around you, or the world around you, that when you're answering your soul's calling, it's more important it is for your soul's growth. Then next card we have the polar bear, which is about perseverance. So with this powerful spirit guide, it represents strength and endurance as well as acceptance. Surrender to where you are in your life and adapt to your environment and make the best of what you have around you. It doesn't mean that you should give up on your dreams, but to experience patience and perseverance. And then the last card we have is the Chester cat. So when we are greeted by the Chester cat, know that all is peculiar within a wonderful world. We walk through life like a fool, innocent and unsure of the path ahead. But sometimes the best way to view the world is by standing on your head to see things in a different perspective. So all in all together for your first month, very interesting about answering your call, finding your power, knowing your truth, and basically just going after what you're desiring, really, isn't it? And sometimes when we look at the world around us, it's to get a different perspective, especially in problem solving and in situations, especially when trying to attain one's goals. You sometimes will need to step back and just, look at it from a different point of view. So that's all it is for this first row here for the first month. Now we have a look into your second month. Okay, so the magic of the unicorns, we have an ascension lift. Prepare for a rapid spiritual growth. Be ready for opportunities. And this is such a wonderful card. So it's telling you that when you're climbing your goals, you're attaining your goals, that sometimes you might feel very low and lethargic, or it might take them very slow and longer than usual, So, but this card is saying that now you are going to be undergoing a spiritual spurt of growth. So they are going to hit you with a magic wand, and you're going to be filled with all this knowledge and wisdom, and then, totally just fill your heart up with all this love and light. So now is the best time to eat. Make sure you're eating the right foods, drinking, nourishing, looking after your body and yourself. Get a healthy heart, mind and soul, because when this ascension comes, it's going to hit you very hard and very rapidly. It's like going on a roller coaster. So you need to be in the right physical form for the second month. So you can actually be ready for this opportunity that's going to come your way. So when you're ready, this card suggests that you just sit quietly, and then the angels and the unicorns will hit you on the head with a magic wand and like a fairy godmother, and then fill you up with all this assertion of a spiritual growth and knowledge of ascension, and activating all your cells within of knowledge and retaining information that you thought once lost, that you can now regain. You know, it's very, very insightful and clarity, I tell you that. And you accelerate in your spiritual journey. That is wonderful. That's a marvelous card. The second card we have is Unbound from the Work for Your Light. So it's about releasing soul patterns, contracts, and past lives, which goes hand in hand with the Ascension lift for the first one for the second month, because it's about, you know, preparing yourself for this assertion of a rapid spiritual growth. So this was about releasing patterns that are no longer serving you, making clear boundaries in your life. So this could be with your friends, family, or work, you know. Just, you know, setting some priorities, saying, you know, this is me and this is my boundary. Obtaining all the right food and nutrients to feed your soul. Just to get yourself all ready for this great opportunity that's obviously on its way to you. It could be different from different people, but the second month is going to be full on. So you don't want to be left depleted or feeling resentful or taken advantage of. So make these boundaries and make it clear. So when you say no, mean no, and actually keep to your guns. You know, don't let people try to persuade you otherwise when you make your decisions. Okay. Make them know that where you stand, basically. Then the next card we have is the Cow, which is about nourishment. See, a nourishment. So it's connected to Mother Earth. The Cow reminds you to nourish yourself physically, mentally, and emotionally. If you neglect the basics, it will be impossible for you to live happily and thrive. Ask yourself if you're eating well, drinking enough water, and taking enough exercise to keep your mind, body, soul, and spirit balanced and alert. See, again, that goes hand in hand with the Ascension lift and the Unbound. It's about nurturing and making sure that you're taking really good care of yourself. We have then next is the Chinese wisdom from Divinely Inspired Tarot Deck. Chinese wisdom, it says that when a student is ready to learn, a master shall appear. This proverb of Chinese wisdom holds valuable lessons and meanings in life. So study more in what lights your passions and seek out mentors or teachers to help you along your journey. Wisdom is the greatest gift that one can acquire. So that could be part of your spiritual growth, you know, like that's what that's telling me with the Ascension lift. That's fantastic. Okay, now we'll have a look at number 3 for the third month for the pile number 1. So the first card we got from the Magic of the Unicorn is the Rose Gold Cosmic Pool. So you are being blessed. And then you're also giving a special invitation to bathe in this cosmic pool of love and wisdom. It's saying, it says it's a gift to help our ascension process. Matters from the Venus and Orion have now merged, so they will help you with the ascension process and give you a high loving frequency of a rose gold color, which is a new color. This color is a new higher color being sent to Earth and to the golden age. So with this high frequency of rose color, it will help bring you in perfect equilibrium. That is well balance and harmony within yourself, eh? So fantastic. The next card is about your soul family. So now it's asking you to call in your tribe. You don't have to do this alone. So it is time to call on your soul family for the support or your support team. People or family that you trust and are very supportive of you and who you are. Also know that with your support team, it can consist of different types of people, such as a therapist, maybe a coach, a mentor, a healer. So it's whatever you're in tune to and what you feel like you're needing at the time, but you know what kind of support that you need. Is basically just listen to yourself. Your wisdom, let your intuition be your guide. The next card up, we have the Deer. It's about sensitivity. And it says that you are highly sensitive and possess a strong and innate intuition. By having an affinity with a deer, you have the power to deal with challenges with grace. Be vigilant, move quickly, and trust your instincts to get off tricky situations. Okay, and then the last card is the Guardian Advisor from the Divinely Inspired Tarot deck. So the Guardian Advisor, when we are faced with hard decisions, seek counsel with your guardians, for they are happy to assist you when called. They can see your path ahead, so they can advise the best course to take for your highest good. Trust within yourself and know within your heart what direction to take. See, that sort of goes hand in hand with your soul family, and to find the right support team while you're going through and receiving these wonderful frequencies that will help lift your equilibrium and, you know, make you centered and whole. And that's for the 3rd month. So you're going through like a very spiritual transformation for the next 3 months. Yes, very much so. Like it's definitely for the second, a big spiritual growth. So the first month is about clearing the way, and then, you know, getting yourself ready and answering your call, taking action, seeing things, you know, in a different perspective. You know, not all is what it seems. And then your next month, you've got like a big ascension left spiritually. So it's preparing your mind and body, making sure it's everything is in order, so to speak, all your ducks in a row for this wonderful downloads of spiritual spurt. And then you have you will have some gurus or masters, mentors, whatever you might call it, teacher, coach, advisor, you know, then they will appear to help you to make sense and understanding, you know, your oneself. And then the 3rd month is all about finding your soul family and your support group, and knowing that you are, you know, comforted and protected and loved. You've got people that believe in you, assisting you, helping you. So yeah, you're not alone when you're going through this roller coaster ride, especially in the 2nd month. And to the 3rd month will then help you make more sense in trying to, you know, as things slowly start to calm down a little bit, I suppose. And then we have 2 last cards here at the top. We have 2 affirmations. The first one is about health. Moderation, small helpings. Sample a little bit of everything. These are the secrets of good health and happiness. And then the last one is, I am curious about my true nature. I seek to understand myself. So that tops off for the pile number 1 for the 3 months ahead. Now if you chosen pile number 2, we have 3 piles, and each of these piles represents the month ahead. So for the 3 months ahead. So we've got pile 1, 2, and 3 for the next 3 months. This is a timeless reading. So we'll have a look at the cards for the first month. But first, we only have one card from the White Light Oracle. This card of the White Light is asking you to ground yourself, to believe in your potential, to commit to your path, and to be patient so then great things can happen to you. It's also asking us that to be patient and perseverance. And also it's asking you about slowing down and surrender. So to embrace the patience for such a building. Surrendering is also about a need for immediate gratification. So don't think or feel that by surrendering that it's, you're giving up. It's just about taking stock, reflecting, and letting those insights happen. So when we're actually quieting our thoughts, our minds, slowing down a bit, is actually allowing life and nature to infuse us with genius ideas and inspiration that actually help immerse ourselves, with the sacred feminine wisdom and of Mother Nature, with her creativity and inspiring us in such a way when we actually are tuned and with our power and just sort of not to direct it, but more of an indirect use of the feminine power to its full divine potential. So as we look in the first row, the first month, we have the first card from the Magic of the Unicorns, and it's about stand in your power. Be passionate about your vision and bring about positive change. So this card is about reaching deep within yourself and to recognize that you are a divine being, that you will have to accept that what and who you are with your energy, that you are connected with your true self, and that you are incredibly powerful when you actually have this knowledge of your true essence, spirit. It can be fiercely passionate, especially when we envision our goals and objectives. And it also enables you some excitement, that when you are excited, your aura sparkles with magnetism that attracts people, positive energies, manifestations, towards you. A great affirmation is I'm a money magnet. That's a good one. But yeah. So yeah, so definitely the sparkle. So when you're excited and you're happy and positive, you attract things towards you. So make sure that your intentions is of a highest good, and for all. So it's not just for yourself, but for those around. It's always great to be a service of others, not just for ourselves, because I find that we attract more when more in service of others than it is for ourselves. We seem to attract more into our lives. But it's also just suggesting that when you act with a common sense and discernment and wisdom, that that is asking you to look within your qualities that you have that will enable you to fulfill your life plan with determination, joy, and integrity. It also can influence others and lead them onto their highest paths. So when you make these transformations in your personal world and even the whole planet, you can be a commander for the light. So this card is actually a reminder that you can change your community dynamics if you so wish, or within your family. I always thought it's best to start with yourself first, and then gradually, grow from there. Like with Bruce Lee, with one pebble drop, the ripple effect. So the change starts within you, then your family, then your neighborhood, then your community, then your state, the world, so to speak. So just remember that you are very, very magnificent, that you are worthy, and that you can fulfill your destiny, whether small or large. Most importantly of all, you can be who you can be. So just being your own authentic self and ingenify your life. That is my motto about embracing and changing within one's spirit, with one's soul, of starting the change begins with you. So if you crave the change, you become the change. So it starts with you. And while we're making these boundaries, it's always best to set some boundaries, hey? With these changes, make some boundaries. So where do you need to establish some better boundaries? So this is card number 1, pile number 1. So it's probably, if you haven't chose pile 1, then maybe it might be some information there for you with this card. For pile 2, you might want to listen to pile 1 with boundaries. So yeah, basically set some boundaries with yourself, with people around you, family, friends, work, and just let people know exactly where you stand, and that when you make a decision and you're firm in your convictions, just, and you mean what you say, that they should take you seriously. Like no means no. I don't approve of it. I'm not feeling comfortable with whatever is going on in your life. Just set some healthy boundaries, so then, it sort of helps you with your own self-love and care, as you sort of making these changes, within your world. The next card we have is the penguin. Is about fortitude. So the penguin is reminding you that you can get through the tough period if you remain focused and centered. You will know just what you need to do at just the right moment. So the penguin urges you to keep moving forward with your plans and handle each problem as it comes to you, and take it slowly but surely as you receive your major breakthrough. Wow. And then the next one we have from Divinely Inspired Tarot deck is love. So love, love, love. Can we say more? Love in all forms are signified by this card. Love could be new or bonding over time unconditionally. Love unrequited, your soulmate connection, love of the animals. Could be a marriage, could be indicated, or even hearing of a news of an engagement. It could be even love of oneself, so love of the family, love renewal. So that's for row 1 for pile number 2 for the first month. Now looking into your second month for pile number 2, we have here from the Magic of Unicorns, the Cosmic Ruby. Be a peace ambassador. Practice cosmic mastery. So this card is about peace and wisdom and development of your solar plexus and your chakra. So, being a peace ambassador, well, the first month is all about you want to change your world. So I guess it makes sense for this second month as it sort of progresses. So is asking you to communicate sanely and diplomatically with everyone, and always looking for the peaceful solutions to all challenges that may present to you, and to trust that you are being guided to find a good way forward for everyone as well as yourself. So you might need to visualize it with the individuals or groups who needs enlightened thinking and to bring about peace. So if this path resonates with you, visualize a gem around your energy field, and know that with this cosmic ruby, the unicorn is lighting the way for you as you create change on earth. The next card up, we have Sisterhood of the Rose. So it's about beauty and devotion, priestess, mystic, teacher. So it's a lineage of a priestess and mystics who devote their lives to serving humanity and sending light consciousness all over the earth. So walking this path may mean being devoted to seeing and creating beautiful things wherever you go. It could be landscaping, it could be, remodeling homes, It's just making or cleaning up your community, getting all the rubbish away. Little things like that to make things, beautiful is one way of creating and making a change, that you crave, that you're helping the community and the world. So this card is asking you to try and spend some more time in nature. So, and also asking you to take a little more time to notice the beauty that exists around you. So just take the time to just notice the scenery as you're driving. In the city, you just notice the buildings and the architecture and how, the marvels of beauty that they create, little things like that. When we look at our environment and our surroundings, find the beauty, and then therefore your world will be beautiful. The next card we have is the cat, and it's about confidence. So this magical, mysterious totem turns up when you need self-confidence and reassurance. So like the cat, you are fun, flirtatious and free, but don't forget that you also have your responsibilities. She reminds you to take life easy. Cats need their sleep and so do you. So as we're out there changing the world and making it a beautiful place, know that you also need some TLC. So make sure you have a lot of rest and don't burn the candles at both ends. The next card we have for the second month of pile 2 is Judgments. So we are the judge and the jury of our lives. Judgment of our past deeds and the karmic lessons learned. Know that any injustice within your life shall be taken care of. The universe has your back. Know all will be well. This card could also signify court hearings with legal matters, or actually helping litigate, peaceful solutions, especially when you're trying to be an ambassador for peace. So yes, it's very fulfilling second month ahead for pile 2. Now for the third month ahead for pile 2, we have the first card from the Magic of Unicorns is the Spiritual Warrior. Very shrewd you are, a wise leader. Command the universe. Very nicely done for the third month, topping it off. So when you are a spiritual warrior, you are strong, courageous and wise. You use your powers to protect the weak and vulnerable. So you're very honest and very honorable, and people trust you, and you are very, very loyal, and they are loyal to you. You have a very emotionally mature, masculine and feminine qualities that are in your equilibrium, and you also have a spiritual development that no longer requests for you to lead who commands. So it's actually suggesting you to be very clear and firm about what you want and where you're going, and know that legions of angels and the unicorns and the light beings are that you're waiting for your orders. So they're here to help and assist you, and just basically waiting for your command, I guess. So with the spiritual warrior, it's also suggesting that you are a force for good, the one who enables humanity to make a jump shift into the new golden age. And from all the workings from your last month of creating a beautiful, environment and making change, or being a peace ambassador, now you're the, like a leader, spiritual warrior, the king or queen of the world, so to speak, of your domain. And so you stand in your power with wisdom. Okay, so that's the first card. The next one we have with Work Your Light is the Initiation, the rite of passage, crossing the threshold. Wow. So this represents the journey of the soul, and that you are being initiated to enter or maybe you're at a doorway or a certain part of your life that you know that you're being initiated, the rite of passage, and that you're heading somewhere very sacred, especially being a spiritual warrior, you know, the rite of passage of being a ruler. So you're crossing the threshold from one world to the next. So the initiations are like the rites of passage. It marks the shifts from one age to the next. It also can take place because of emotional turmoil or great loss, a grief, a devastation, but also that's some positive ones too. You know, it can be through hardships and learning our spiritual lessons as we invest in ourselves and stepping forward and, you know, making the change that we crave. But then once we begin the journey, we can be more ourselves than ever before. So if you're in the middle of an initiation right now, you will get through it, and one day soon you will bless the things that broke you down and cracked you open, because the world needs you, and if you are going somewhere sacred, it will be worth it, and that you are closer than you think. The next card from the angel animals, we have the owl, wisdom. So with the spiritual warrior, the initiation, now we've got the wisdom with the owl. So it's time to face your shadows. The owl belongs to those who find wisdom in silence. You follow this totem bird to reach your higher self and see things from a more spiritual perspective. If there are any skeletons hiding in your closet, you can count on the owl to help you to address them. So if you're going to go to some sort of a leadership role, it's best to address your skeletons, you know, and clean out your wardrobe, so nothing can come back and, you know, haunt you, especially when rising to such regal allegiance. And the last card we have is a Futurama. So we are someone who lives ahead of our time, very futuristic and innovative. Some might think that we are time travelers, for our ways and concepts are not from this world. Very eccentric and love to stand out from the crowd. A trendsetter and knows what will take and be the next big trend on the market. So it's about foreseeing and intuiting on the equilibrium of trends, I suppose, or things that needs or is going to be for the world, I suppose, and being initiated, going through these certain changes, taking on certain responsibilities and roles, being the ambassador for peace, creating change on earth. Very, if you say your hands for the next 3 months, yes, by standing in your power, the first, by creating some boundaries, by having a love, you know, of all kinds. So just look with just love in your heart. And in the second month, being a peace ambassador, being a mystic, a teacher, finding confidence. Yes, okay to have a little fun, but don't forget about your responsibility. Knowing of our past and our lessons that we've learned with our soul. And then we have spiritual warrior, being initiated, and facing our shadows. So we're actually cleaning out and addressing our dark aspects of oneself, and accepting and healing and nurturing, and self-healing with the self-love, so, but very ahead of our time, thinking what's best, not for yourself or for your family, but for your community and the people on earth, not just for people but the animals and nature itself. So yes, very, very fantastic 3 months ahead. Pile number 2. I also nearly forgot, we've got the 2 affirmation cards on top. We have emotional, which is don't be the mercy of your emotions. You need to use them, enjoy them, and to dominate them. Very handy. And the next one is I let go of the anxieties of others. Okay. And that's pile number 2. Okay, now if you selected pile number 3 for the next 3 months, it's a timeless reading. So we have here 3 rows, the first, second and third, and each of these rows represents the month. So we have from the White Light Oracle, Devinately, and this is about a powerful symbol of hope and blessings, and it may say that with your soul, that it may involve a recognition that the light is always seeking you, wanting to feel and heal and bless and protect you, to initiate you into an awareness of the realms of the light, beauty and the divine presence. It also could remind you of your heart to receive, that you are capable of being a channel for goodness, grace and abundance and pure light. It also may be recognized as a sign of a future blessing, of something that you truly desired will be finally coming towards you. So you'll be manifesting something or wish be granted. You may have your inner guidance will often to proceed in a particular way. So the inner wisdom of your deeper truth, and you may wonder at times if you're crazy as to follow your internal guidance, even when they're at odds with the majority of people that is in your environment. But you will know in your depths of your being that your inner guidance is true and wise, and that you're not crazy, and that you may invert your priorities from your ego to soul. Or you may invert your focus of orientation from your head to your heart, from the outer or the inner reality. You will trust that your heart knows whether or not it makes sense to your logical mind or to anyone else for that matter. And this card also foretells a happy and heartfelt manifestation, a true blessing coming to life. So as we look to the first row, the first month, we have creative solutions. So it's about thinking outside the box and view things from a higher perspective. So your life lessons are being presented to you as a series of challenges, or that your circumstances may allow you to progress along your path, or for you to pass a test. You're receiving this, it also suggests that you're either going through or you will be undergoing a test very shortly. So this could be like a rite of passage on your path that will open a door to something better. So if you have the courage and the spiritual strength to handle any challenge, but this is maybe a time for you to meditate and negotiations, or any to complete rethink, examine everything with your wisdom and act with diplomacy. Let the outcome be better than you anticipate, so when you raise your frequency above the difficulty, you no longer have an impact, on you. So use your creative mind and to think outside the box when dealing with situations and challenges, and ask for help and stay open to its responses. The next card is no, from Work Your Light. So wait, postpone, pause, say no. So when you actually come across a situation or someone approaching you, and you want to have some time and patience to actually ponder of the request and really think about it before actually agreeing to it. So if you really feel like saying no, maybe just want to, and we're not sure about it, maybe just time to pause, reflect on it, and just see if it is right for you or not. So we all go through these times of not knowing and the waiting periods. So with these times that are crucial for our body to regenerate and the new part to formulate. So you don't need to plow forward all the time. So don't force things, and just because it seems like the only option, take a breather and just wait, because you might find a solution or something that creatively will come up to present an opportunity. The next one we have is the Koyap. It's about meditation. So take some time to meditate and find that place of calm and serenity that you are craving. Know that the opportunity for transformation through altered states of mind, it is a gift of fantasy and dreams that can come true. So now is a good time to have faith and dream big. So, yeah. And then we have the Animal Kingdom from the Divinely Inspired Tarot deck. This card confirms that you are attracted to animals or the welfare, and that they may be drawn to you. Animals of all kinds share this planet with us, so why are they being mistreated? What can you do to help them and become a voice of that they need, so that we all can live together harmoniously? Okay, so you might have a pet or love pets, grew up with animals. If you don't have an animal, maybe thinking of having an animal, maybe suggesting of rescuing an animal, helping an animal of any kind. Finding creative solutions to help the animals. Don't feel rushed, in the scenarios, but, do pause and take a breather. So, yeah, that's for the first month for pile number 3. Now, looking on to your second month, we have the Law of Grace. So, be your divine essence and dissolve all in grace. So when you are asking for grace from all the hurts and harms that you have caused, or consciously or unconsciously throughout your lifetimes, it also releases you and brings a huge relief. We're here on earth to be learning experiences, so if you feel that you've acted imperfectly, forgive yourself. The person that you were then did the best that they could at the time in those circumstances. So by knowing this, you forgive yourself, and then you will attract the punishment because you believe you deserve it. So when we forgive ourselves, or even forgiving others for the past hurts, we're cutting those cords and we're letting go, and we can actually move on, with grace, and that helps transform our relationships. The next card from Work Your Light is got Share Your Voice, Come Out of the Cave, Persecution, Expression. So you're being called to share your voice, perhaps by speaking up in a relationship or through your writing, speaking, singing, or some other form of creative expression. We each of us have our own truth deep within us, and by expressing it, or even just sculpting, drawing, in any forms of creativity, it carries the wisdom and the voice of your soul, so that it can be gained through the history and the growth of others. So when you share your voice, you're unlocking something in the universe, and by calling the missing piece of you home, your individual voice is the most powerful sound current on the planet. So when you find your voice and you're speaking your truth with firm convictions, your voice will not be silenced or being held back. So there has never been a better time in history than right now to rise up, speak your truth, and share your soul's voice. If you feel fearful, know that you're not alone and that the world needs your unique tone. So, I say tone from your voice, because our voice have frequencies, and it resonates. Certain people that will actually connect and actually help their growth. So as each time we rise up and share our voice or a song, we make it easier for the next person to do the same. The next card we have is the Wolf, which is intuition. And when the wolf shows up in your life, so pay attention to what your intuition is telling you. If you don't quite trust someone or your own feelings or actions, use your instincts to guide you. This spirit animal will bring a sharp intelligence in dealing with important matters. And the last card for the second month is a grain of rice. A single grain of rice can tip the scales. A single person can create change. If you are feeling called to change something, listen to it, act on that, and which you know within your heart, and become the change that you crave. Just by changing ourselves first can begin the change the world needs. Or even just speaking up and voicing your feelings about, wanting to change can be that grain of rice that's, like a single person can motivate and change the world, if you understand that. Okay. For the third month, for pile number 3, we have here, open your heart. Love yourself, dare to be valuable. So, most important of all, appreciate yourself. Be kind to yourself. Feel your heart becoming warm and expansive. When you're opening your heart to your greatest possible way, you light up your journey. For an open heart attracts help, kindness, true friendships, and all the support you need from the humans, animals, and in the angelic world. So when you radiate unconditional love and acceptance to all sentient beings, they respond with you with kindness, so that you are a loving essence of others and your path becomes happier. The next card we have is the Council of Light. It's about divine orchestration, helpers in the subtle realms. So the Council of Light is a team of benevolent beings who are here to assist the raising of the consciousness on the planet. And they're also here to help you to achieve your soul mission. So you're being guided every step of the way. However, because we live in a world where free will reigns, they cannot help you without your permission. So if you want some assistance, now is the time to actually call on them and ask. They can help you with all kinds of requests. So nothing's too big or small. So the Council of the Lights are a team of ascended masters, light beings, angels, guardians, devoted to the rising of the earth and of humanity. So if you happen to be a light worker, it is from them that you receive your personal mission. So don't forget to call on them, pray to them for clarity or guidance regarding your personal mission, and put in your request and let them get to work on your behalf. The next card we have is the Mouse, which is opportunity. So the Mouse is telling you to look at what is right in front of your eyes and take action. Fertility, abundance, and expansion is now at your fingertips. Use this energy to produce new ideas, development, creativity, social connections, or any number of opportunities are now available for you right now. And then we have the last one from Divinely Inspired Tarot deck is Loyal Friend. So with Loyal Friend, we are truly blessed when we have that one true loyal friend within our life. This could take on any form, for people, animals. Who do you have within your life that has been your loyal friend? By acknowledging them and showing them that we appreciate and love them, now's the time to show them. So the third month is about opening your heart, calling on the ascended masters or guides to help you with finding opportunities and letting your best friend know that you really appreciate them, that you really care and love them, that you're really grateful for them being a part of your life and how they enriched and helped and support you, through your journey. Not just for you, but for them as well, I guess. So those 3 months, rounding up, the first month about being creative, taking your time and making decisions. Take some time out for yourself and meditate. And just being there for the animals, you know, like attraction for the animals. The second one, month of, is about raising your voice, standing up, using your intuition. It's okay to be the person that stands out from the crowd and making that change, taking that bold, brave first step, and actually saying something that you feel is not right, you know. Could be like even an advocate for animal rights, you know. Yeah, being that person, you know, that sparks influence and inspiration of others to follow, you know. But a third month is about opening your heart and loving yourself, letting those, you know, your supporters, that you appreciate them supporting you, being there, helping, assisting you, knowing that you have help from the higher realms, so asking for their assistance and guidance, you know. So just remember to pray and just ask them, you know. You'll be amazed at, you know, the signs and synchronicities that seem to follow when we actually asking for what we needing within our lives. Now it's the third month is very fertile month, so a lot of opportunities. Is just being mindful, having the open heart to see these opportunities, and those are the 3 months for pile number 3. So I hope you enjoy this reading from Divinely Inspired. I am Indini. This is a timeless reading for the next 3 months.